Hey everyone, it's Dora from flippinghousesanpancakes.com, and I thought today I'd show you a little bit about how I do my design work for houses and kitchens here on my software. Okay, the first thing that I should tell you is that I do use Chief Architect software, Chief Architect Premier. I don't use 2020. A lot of people use 2020, but I like to be able to do interiors, exteriors, everything, and Chief Architect gives me that option. I've been using it for years. I actually was using the lower grade version, and this year I upgraded. When I upgraded my laptop, I also upgraded my software. So I have the Chief Architect, like the real stuff, and not just the DIY version. So software is really great, and I'm still learning how to do some stuff on it. So every once in a while, my husband will call me and, hey, I need this thing for a plan, and I'm like, I'm not an architect. I don't know how to do that. And then I sit and I watch videos and I figure out how to do it. One of my challenges this year was learning how I've always just kind of done the layouts for each level separately, and this year I made a major effort and figured out, and it took me hours and hours and hours and a lot of videos to figure out how to get my stairs to properly stack in this software, so that if I have 3 levels or 4 levels sometimes, I can make sure that it's the same one staircase that is, wrapping through the house, so that everything comes placed just right, which has been an interesting challenge, but I learned how to do it. It probably would have been better if I'd had a teacher for the software, but I taught the software to myself. So thank you to Chief Architect for putting great videos on their website, and everybody else who's put something on YouTube that has helped me with some of those skills. So I am working on a kitchen. Actually, I'm not doing a whole house. I'm just doing the kitchen. I have it laid out. And one of the reasons you don't find me doing kitchens for people very often anymore is simply the amount of effort I put into it. I have a lot going on. If you know me, you know I have a lot going on. If you don't know me, trust me, I have a lot going on. We have a rental business. We have a flipping business. Have 5 kids well, actually only 3 of them will be homeschooled next year, but 4 of them were homeschooled this year. My second child graduated from high school, so there's only 3 more of them. Only 3 more of them to go. But I homeschool my kids, and obviously we have a house. I've got parents here, in-laws here. We got a lot of things going on in life, and I simply don't have a huge amount of spare time to do smaller projects or projects for other people. I have done kitchens for specific people over the years, and I do it very rarely. I'll take a job outside of our flipping business just because, like I said, I simply don't have the time to do it. But I did take one kitchen design recently, and I have been working on it. And the reason that it takes me so long is that it doesn't actually necessarily take me huge amounts of time to lay out one kitchen. Obviously I have to go in, I have to measure the property, just like you see me do when I'm going in and measuring houses for our flips. And then I come in and I draw everything. And when I'm doing a kitchen, that's really simple. I only have to draw essentially the kitchen borders and some of the house that's kind of surrounding the kitchen. So I don't have to draw a million walls, which is what I have to do when I'm doing a house. And maybe I'll show you one of those in a little bit. But for example, it's trying to time itself out. Oh my goodness, it wants me to click on it. Anyhow, get these pop-up reminders. So when I'm doing a kitchen layout, for example, this is one kitchen, this is layout 1, and I went in, I put in all my cabinets. I made sure that they were all in places that made sense. I put in, and I kept in mind what the person was looking for, and they definitely wanted seating in their kitchen, so I've gotten the seating for the amount of people they needed. And I put in everything, and then I have these funny lines that are going across, and those are actually my cameras, so you can take a look and see approximately what the kitchen will look like in real life. Now, for simplicity's sake, I did everything in a white cabinet, and a black countertop just because it makes my life simpler. Could do any color, at least for my initial design. I'm not going to go through and I'm not going to change it to, I want this color cabinet, I want that color wall. I don't have time for that really. So once I pick a layout, then I can always go in and change the materials to the ones that they're looking for. So I always do my layouts in black and white first. It's not in black and white, but in white cabinets and black countertops first. You can see I use the same chair in every layout. That doesn't mean that's the chair they need. This has only to do with the layouts and not with the materials that we're using in this case. And I have, you see I have double stack cabinets because I was asked for double stacks, and they have definitely the room to put those in. And I've gone in and I've started to put in this kitchen. Let me show you another photo of the same kitchen. It's just another view, and you can see where I put the seating for them and how their cabinets will run in the kitchen. And he said, okay, that's great. So you're done, right? That took what, an hour or so? Well, then I made another one because I always feel like I need to make several before I find exactly what I'm looking for. And sometimes I want people to have a choice of what they're looking for in their kitchens as well. In fact, I think the one that I did the most, you could see I moved the eating area to the back, and I pushed all the cabinetry here. We're trying to keep in mind that there's a sliding glass door here, and there's a door here and a door here. So in this kitchen, I don't know why it's trying to place a cabinet for me. Hold on a second. I will move around in the kitchen a little bit. You could see I can adjust my kitchen. I can shift it. I can see another photo of the same kitchen, again with a different view, and that's so I can show myself, I can show my clients what the kitchen's looking like. Each time I go in and I do it, I change it and adjust it a little bit because we all want the ultimate kitchen, but we all have a specific amount of space and a specific layout that we have in mind. So when I go in and I talk to somebody, I always ask, okay, what is it that you really need? Like, tell me what you really want. Now, I was told we don't need a microwave, so I don't have to attempt to fit a microwave anywhere in this kitchen. Sometimes I've been told I don't need a dishwasher, or I need 2 of everything, or I want seating. I need to be able to sit 5 or 6 or 7 people inside my kitchen, or I definitely need more pantry space. I need an area dedicated to parve, which is not meat and not dairy. I need a 3rd area, or I need a baking area, or I need a coffee station. Each person has specific things that they want and specific things that they don't want in their kitchen. So sometimes I will make extra layouts just so they can see, well, to get this, I had to take that away, or to get that, I had to put this in. And so we end up with several layouts. So this kitchen has multiple views. Again, you could see in this kitchen we have only 1 sink and 1 dishwasher, but lots of nice pantry space and a good seating area in the back. And then I actually have gone in and you can see here's yet another layout. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of glaring a little bit. Let's see if we can come in. There you go. I've got cabinets the whole length of one wall and part of the other, and then seating kind of similar to the first one, but the layout itself is very different. And this time I have 2 sinks and 2 dishwashers because that was a request, but only 1 oven still. So sometimes people are like, no, I really want that wall oven. So I will adjust and make multiple layouts until I find exactly what my client is hopefully looking for. Hopefully, and I try and fit as much in as possible while still being usable and practical and everything like that. Let's see, this is yet another one, and this one is completely different. And let me go back and show you the layout on this one. That one I actually stacked up. So in this case, I actually took all the cabinets from the back again, but I lengthened this wall. I pushed the opening of the door, so we'd have to move. You see it? Okay, push the opening of the door over here so that we'd actually have to move a little bit of wall in order for it to work. But kind of like this one. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they like. I'm gonna go over it with them tomorrow and see. But there, this one, she's got 2 dishwashers, 2 sinks, the big cabinets, and the big space seating in the back. This is the 3rd layout. I guess it gets confusing. I don't know which ones I put on order there. But so I actually did 4 layouts for her. When I first started, doing kitchen design, I actually had an instance where there was one kitchen and I was desperately trying to fit everything in. And it was, back then I was doing, just on graph paper. I didn't have software to help me with this. I did 15 hand-drawn layouts until I got the kitchen that is currently built and in her house today. And I'm so glad I didn't stop at number 3 for her kitchen, just because I really wanted to find a way to get everything, and I got everything in, and you would not believe the amount of stuff that is in that kitchen. I did not waste an inch. There's no wasted inches, and her kitchen flows beautifully and is so functional, and she got everything she wanted. She has 2 ovens and 2 sinks and 2 dishwashers and cabinets, like pantry cabinets, everything she wanted. She's got 2 microwaves in there, and it is not a huge space, and I can't believe I fit all of that. That was a big deal. That kitchen's actually in my cookbook. So if you look at my cookbook, there's a nice brown kitchen that says, let me find it for you. Okay, so that kitchen that I'm talking about that I did 15 layouts for, that is this one in my cookbook. It says, when one door closes, a pantry takes its place. And you can see the beginning kitchen, and you can see the after kitchen. If you get my cookbook and you look through it, I talk about everything that I did to fit everything in there and to make that space so much more usable for them. So that is how I do my kitchen design. Maybe I'll show you for a minute some of the stuff I do in houses. One sec. When I do a house design, it's way more complicated. I will try and zoom in so you can see just how many, every single wall, every single cabinet, every closet is in there, all the numbers. And this one, here's the kitchen for it. So that's nice and simple, but you can see it's got every closet, every hallway, it's all in there. And that's not 1 level, that's 2 levels, 2 levels. And the stairwell, which was a big pain, big pain, but I figured out how to do it. So it should be in the same spot. If I scroll down, it's in the same spot. It all lines up beautifully. I know exactly where my stairwell is. So and this was a big house. This is that old yeshiva house. If you've seen my YouTube video on that, this is the layout for the old yeshiva house. You can see, let me go back up. You can see all those bedrooms in the back. If you saw me walk through there and give a tour, that's that house. So when I'm doing a house design, this was actually option 1. So I actually drew more than one of this house to get just the right layout. I will never do 15 layouts of an entire house. That will never happen. I do not have the time. This takes hours and hours and hours. I did, however, do, I think, 2 different options for this house, and sometimes I'll do 3 depending on the house and how much flexibility the house itself has. Sometimes if the house is super thin, super narrow, and I just don't have space to put things, sometimes my flip houses will just get the 1 layout and that's it. But I'd like to, if possible, do more than 1 layout for each house. And that's what I do. I add walls. Everything is in here. I don't need to give you a tutorial on how to add walls or how to add cabinets, but it's fun. I can show you, this is your entire house. This is if I cut it in half and I stared at it, this is what it looks like. I use some of these drawings for planning, to send to planning committees and zoning and things like that. And some of them are just fun to look at. No, usually I use these mostly when I'm building my staircases. And you can see we have this weird staircase that actually wrapped around the chimney, which that was a real challenge to draw, because we didn't take out that staircase and build a new one. We just fixed it. So that's why it looks so weird on my drawing, where there's like a chimney and staircases kind of in the same area. But this is how I do my work every day when I'm drawing houses, when I'm drawing kitchens, and this is how I make all my different layouts. See, I think I should be able to show you what that kitchen will look like. Let me try and find it here. Let's see. The kitchen for that house should look approximately, and you'll see this is again going to be in black and white, but we have an amazing farm behind this house. There's no farm behind the house. But you'll see that's how the kitchen is going to be. There's the bedroom, there's a sliding glass door, which if you did my walkthrough, the kitchen wasn't there yet, but the glass door was there, the door is there, and the best part is that I can show you this whole house and how it's going to look when it's done, when it's all ready. Now the colors, again, I just used basic colors. The colors will probably be different than what it looks like here. This is just so that we get the layouts in and know exactly approximately what the space will look like. And this is how I do all my drawings and all my renderings, my layouts for the houses and the kitchens that I design. I hope you enjoyed my very fast tutorial. I think I spoke really quickly in that video. I don't know, it felt like I was speaking really quickly, but I hope you enjoyed looking and seeing some of what I do. If you ever want me to do something more in depth and show you how I actually draw things out, you can let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications so you find out every time I upload a new video. And of course, check out my website, flippinghousesandpancakes.com.